How's it going? We got one person in here already. Ryan, how's it going? This is the one that I was working on the other night. I'm not sure if I'm gonna work on this or if I'll putter around with something else. I haven't really decided yet. Just got some free time, but this is the one for the modified Dayton Rockaway build. Wasn't sure if I'm gonna work on that tonight or work on something else. I mean, I've got a million axes that need handles pulled, a million of them that need eyes punched out. Remainders punched out. But I don't know. It was shop time though. Trying to do a little cleanup. Get even remotely close to how clean your shop was. Sawdust everywhere. I feel like you crank out handles way quicker than I ever can. I mean, I feel like all of the guys do builds way quicker than I do. I take forever to do anything. I don't know how you guys get them done so quick. So Ryan and whoever else is watching, what do you guys want to see me work on? You want to see me continue working on getting the Rockaway, modified Rockaway fitted on the handle? Do you want to see me start cleaning out the eye from a different axe? You want to see me, I don't know, work on something else? You're working on that project on and off for a month? Yeah, but the stuff you're doing is like crazy detailed with all the inlays. I'm just shaping up a board. Yeah, because I still got the Dunlap from the budget build. I still got to pull the eye from that. Joe, how's it going? Yeah, I still think that stamp is cool. Your vote's the Poser Rockaway handle? I agree. I should get more progress done on this, so we'll work on fitting that then. Scoot you guys back to see the handle fitting. That's all you guys are motion sickness from it. All the stuff that usually gets cut out of the videos when you move in the camera. A fire would be nice. Mike, what's up? We're back at it, working on the handle for the Rockaway, poser Rockaway, fake, modified Rockaway, whatever you want to call it. Working some more on the handle again. I haven't touched it since we left off the other night on the live, so. And get a little more progress done on it. I'm happy with it. It's one of those. Thank you, first of all. I'm happy with how it came out so far. It's one of those ideas that I had kicking around in my head for forever, and I don't know. I felt like I didn't have the tools to do it till I got the little 1x30, and then then I got the Vevor, whatever you want to call it. I was like, oh, it's time. This is a perfect project to kind of jump into with it. Well, see, the chores that I need to get done right now are all outside, so I mean, there's always stuff inside, but it's too dark to work on them outside right now. No, we just had a good day with the family. Took the kids to there's not too far from us. There's a big play museum in Rochester. It's like all kinds of interactive stuff with the kids. You know, science-based stuff and big jungle gyms and stuff. So we just spent a whole ton of time there. Got back kind of late. Got them down. So now it's a little time to unwind. Joe said it asked because that's one of the things. I don't know if you can ever look at the chats afterwards from the lives, but Joe made mention that feel guilty about working on the hobby versus chores. Ryan said don't let his wife hear him. Oh, Ryan, I feel like you got everyone on a Bus X kick lately. I'm excited to get this seated further down because I want to actually get into the handle carving. Jonesing for it. But I don't want to start until I get this thing further down. Maybe not all the way, but most of the way. Joe says he just got a throwing axe done. He's gonna post. Might need to do a post about the edge setup for it. Almost the opposite of what you want for a working axe. Yeah, what I don't know what is the best edge setup for a throwing axe, like a super deep hollow grind or something like that, so it kind of bites and sticks. I'm glad I'm converted to spoke shaving too. But just need, I can't remember what I showed you, mentioned it the other night, but I found a round bottom at the antique store the other day. It's in a little rough shape, but I think it'll clean up nice. I can't see if it's got any marks on it, but it's got all the pieces, so it should clean up. It was like $4, so that'll be a video coming up eventually. Yeah, I really do love this this number 51. No polish on the throwing axe. Leave it grooved, thin and flat. That makes sense. I've never done any axe throwing. I lied. In my teen years, out of our cabin, we've thrown some just hatchets at trees. But beyond that, never done any actual axe throwing. But that was an X-Wing, and it stuck decently. Hollow or flat behind the sharpened bevel. That makes sense, yeah. Trying to get it to sink in deep and not really separate those fibers as much. You know, kind of wedge between them and have friction hold it there. So you've never thrown a net? I've got one Walters that I made like a throwing axe handle for, but it wasn't for anyone, and I never did anything with it, so it's still just sitting on the rack over there. It was one of those, I bought the head because it was, again, on eBay. It was a super good deal. I think I paid like $10 for it or something silly. But when I got it, it just had a really odd patina to it. It was kind of like rusty and flaky, but dark. Almost like it had forged scale in it, so I never put a file to the edge to see if it was hard, but it makes me suspect that it was in a fire. So, never really did anything with it other than hung it for a throwing axe. It was one of those when you get it, I just never fell in love with it. That's cool. Ryan, your brother managed a throwing axe place for a while. I feel like it was super popular not that long ago. I don't know if it's still popular with people or if the fads kind of died out or what, but I feel like you'd hear about it quite a bit, a few years ago. It's a little closed. All right, so his brother's response didn't really have an angle. We were just using an angle grinder with a flap disc. It's not for throwing. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're not cutting, you probably don't really care too much how fine of an edge is on it. You're just getting something that's sharp enough to stick. That's looking good. And if you're bouncing the axes off of other axes and bouncing them off of concrete floors and stuff like that, I'm sure it would be impossible to keep decent edges on all of them. You're probably just cranking out whatever kind of edge you can get on it. It's doable. I do wonder how big of an overlap it is with the guys that are like, kind of like what we're into, that are into axes. Are they also into throwing axes, or is it a whole different subset? Yeah, Ron says they just want it to stick. So, Jordan, now you're working on anti-buck and hang advice. Yeah, there's plenty of misinformation, but you love them anyway. Yeah, it's tricky because like it's. I feel like a lot of guys come on and they share anecdotally what's worked for them, and if it's worked for them and it hasn't come loose, great. It might be a different opinion than what I do, but I remember watching a video of him forever ago, and he drove 2 barrel wedges in on top of one another. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'd ever do that. But if it stays tight for him, whatever works for him, all the more power to him. It's a little different approach than I take, but to each their own, I guess. I hear you, Joe. And it's tricky too, because like I feel like unhanging axes tells you a lot about how well a handle can stick in there and when it's really poorly hung. Because like I don't know how many how many how many axes handles that I've pulled out that have just been terrible hangs, but it's super hard to get them out. So Joe, your takeaway message right now is my message is right now is if you're doing more than he does because you want to, yeah. But they worked, right? That's it. That's exactly it. There's tons of like farmer cobbled together hangs or old timer hangs that you get. Like I've got my whole jar of random hardwares that I've pulled out of handle or handles, heads, whatever. And so many of them have fought me so much, and they were just terrible hangs, but they worked. Like I had to fight to get the handle out. So, is it the cleanest looking? No. Did it keep a handle on there for someone? Yeah, at least long enough to break the handle off it. Or outlive them and then end up at someone's estate sale. Yeah, some worked, some didn't. Now you're working on assured reliability. It makes sense. And you've also got a lot of time behind swinging them too, so that says something to you. You're thoroughly testing them. I was just commenting on one of Joe Brown's videos, one of the shorts, where I've got to get this wooden spoke shape tuned up, finish getting this wooden one tuned up, because I do think you can take a nice light cut with it. I don't know. I put a lot of pressure down on the spoke shape when I'm pulling on it. I don't know how well these would hold, but my issue with this one is after cleaning up the irons, the holes inside the wood body, loosened up enough because I took enough rust off it that it's not tight anymore. So I got to make a couple little wooden wedges or fill it with epoxy and then sand it out or something. I got to come up with some kind of fix for it because it can't withstand the kind of pressures I'm trying to put on it. Or got to learn not to manhandle it. But that's not what I'm used to yet, so we'll see. So Joe did an axe autopsy of a poor hang. Show people why it failed to make sure what happened. Yeah. That and more for you, the Gewaltators. Is that the Swiss Tech one, Joe? I can't remember. That's the name for the pattern that they gave it. Yeah, so yeah, that's the Gewalt is the Swiss Tech. I feel like if anyone's really hating on it super bad, it's for reasons other than the actual product itself. It's probably for the sourcing or the meaning behind it or what they think it means for other American companies. I can't imagine it's on the actual axe itself because even the handle on Ryan's and stuff like that, even though it broke, like the axe itself looked like it was perfectly usable and serviceable. Yeah, just as best budget axe on the market. I think that's a solid argument. Like if you want to grab an axe now, like if I needed an axe tomorrow and I was in a town away from home, I could go grab one and it would be working. Probably with a file, but. Joe says he loves the idea on how to the video on how to invest the same money, get a premium vintage axe. You agree? I think a lot of the guys, thank you, and I think a lot of the guys in the axe community are probably of the same mindset. But you've got your weekend warrior, your guy that's just starting to get into it. And, it might be a good gateway axe. Like my first axe was the first axe that actually like swung consistently and a lot was the Council Tool Boys axe. So the Gewalt could be a good gateway axe for people. Get them into the hobby, bring them into the interests. Thank you, guys. drop that back down. That is a very closed hang so far. Gotta drop that back of that pole down. We're catching on the front here, we're not catching in the back as much. So you're saying the same company makes Milwaukee tools, SK, Max, Snap-on. If that's the case, they certainly know their metallurgy, and they're probably got a very good heat treat going on. Which honestly would be my biggest concern with buying a budget axe. Then again, I mean, like the council tool, that's not an overly hard axe, but it's easily serviceable in the field, which is good. Like an overly hard axe, it's nice in some respects, but in others, like if you chip that out or you nick it on a rock, and it's super hard, you're gonna have a heck of a time getting that back up and running out in the field. Ryan, you said you were impressed with the head. Joe says, in the words of the #1 tool manufacturer, so no surprise it's making the leading homeowner grade less than premium max. Yeah. If they're already making quality tools, it's not surprising that they're stepping into another market. Did Joe, you rate the Swiss Tech just above council tool? On what factor? Like the head, like just all around, or is specific for specific reasons? What makes it pull ahead over the council? Ryan, you said you were impressed with the head. That's the thing about a handle too, is you could buy a $300 custom axe, and it could just be a bum handle, like some internal defects in the wood that you don't notice. Manufacturer didn't notice. You take a couple swings on it, and it cracks. Handles, as much time and effort as you put in handles, they are expendable. Joe says it comes down to something other than quality. I'm looking into the camera, but also fighting the ring light. So as you said, it comes down to something other than quality. Bias against Walmart for one. Against China, the main one. Yeah. So Ryan says, when you get caught up on customer project, you'll rehang it on the Boys X handle I sent you. Let's swing it again. Yeah, so the one I sent you is a house handle. I can't remember if I pulled the sticker off it or if I just sent it to you as was. Yeah, so that's most likely the handle that I'm gonna throw on the Dunlap. So I've got a couple of them sitting around, and they're easy. Like I said, because I can find them local, I can usually pick out. Sorry, I keep losing connection. Hopefully, you guys don't keep dropping out. But Joe says it beats the council tools. Cut, yeah. On handle, hafting, finish, 9. Big categories. Yeah. See, I never had too much of a complaint with the console tools. I haven't put hands on the Swiss Tech one, but again, also all of my Boys X handle experience is also like 10 years old. So I don't know if things have changed in the last 10 years either. Because honestly, the axe that I've still swung, you probably can't hear me because I'm walking away, but the axe that I've still swung the most in general, just because I used it for so many years. It's this one. This is the Council Tool Boys X that I had gotten forever ago and modified. And when again we're talking about those not great hangs, this is one that I hung forever ago. It's got some curls up there. Again, that is probably not nearly as thick enough of a wedge as it should be. This looks like it's apple wood. Probably about right. And this is a Council Tool replacement handle. And that was part of the reasons why I bought the Council Tool handles, because it just fit the eye perfectly. It took almost no fitting from way back in the day. But this handle has an interesting finish on it. It's almost like when they turned it on the lathe, one of the things had some chips in it or something. Like one of the cutting tools had some chips in it, because it left this interesting texture and serrations on it, which I actually kind of liked. It's smooth now, but it kind of added some texture or grip from way back when. But yeah, this is an old one. It was way before the this was back when they were painting all the heads. So still look at this, a sports utility line. So Joe's like, Ryan, I felt so bad when your handle broke. Ryan, I felt like I led you into buying it. Yeah, each specimen can vary so much. Yours was excellent. Yeah, you can't guarantee anyone else's will be. And that's part of the thing is when you're cranking out that many handle or axes and stuff like that, you're gonna get some lemons for sure. So you put a keener edge on it, 17.5 edge on it. See if it makes a difference. Thank you, appreciate it. That was one that I did forever ago. It was when I wanted to be able to choke up on it to do bushcrafty things, even though I never do any bushcrafty things with it. But gave it a little bit of a beard and dropped the toe down. And that's a scrap leather sheath from Hobby Lobby leather. One of the nice things about axes having beards on them is you can make the sheaths that tuck underneath the beard a lot easier, and they'll hold tighter. Unbearded axes make it a bit harder. Joe says he's got no complaints against CT great axes, but I do not regret buying 9 of their axes so far. But the Swiss Tech required less work. That's fair. If you can run it in the woods with less work, that's a valid argument. Joe says, or Ryan says, you don't have a CT Boys X, you do have a Flying Fox. Variance isn't manufactured yet. Has a Camp Carver vibe. Yeah, I actually did that mod way many years ago before the Camp Carver came out. So when the Camp Carver came out, I was like, oh, they were thinking of the same lungs that I was. Yeah, you like where the birthday axe is hanging? Yeah, I had to have it on display for the last video. Yeah, just says Premium Max line, part of what you're paying for, quality control. Yeah. Yeah, that's valid. because the steels that are used in premium axes versus the budget axes probably aren't that different and aren't going to make that much of a difference. But the fit and finish is probably where you're paying most of that upcharge, I guess. And to have something unique and pretty. For the most part, the premium axes are probably not going to perform all that, drastically better than any budget axe, but they're cooler. At least you hope you're paying for quality control, right? I mean, I can't remember. I think it was, I'm not trying to trash talk anyone, but I think it was Car, Timber and Forge and Timber, Car Axe Works, where he had gotten that Hoffman. He'd ordered one of the Hoffman ones, and he didn't like the handle on it, and he pulled the handle, and he wasn't happy with the hang on it at all, from the video I remember, so. It's tricky. It's tricky because stuff can look pretty from the outside, but it can be a not great hang, and you don't really know it. Until you kind of do like the dissection like you were talking about, Joe. Ryan says, with how dull the Swiss Tech axe is, axe from the store, we're surprised at how well it worked off the shelf. Yeah, I mean, that goes to show you if the whole head geometry is decent, the actual edge might not need to be that keen. This is Joe saying that the East Coast Lumberjack announced a new Canadian racing axe. Huge innovation. That's cool. I didn't see that announcement. I always like Rod's videos. I haven't watched one in a while, but I gotta catch up on his stuff. I gotta catch up on a lot of people's videos. You gotta catch up on some of yours too, Joe. So Ryan, you increased the drop the angle bevel on it down to 20. You didn't really see it increase in the penetration. Well, it's Joel, by the way. How's it going, Joel? From Burr and Bevel? CNC milled, hard, reliable edge, golf ball dimples. That's interesting. To hold the lubricant and separate wood metal contact chopping. Oh, how's it going, man? I definitely wouldn't have recognized it from the handle on here. That sounds like an interesting head, Joe. I'll have to go check out East Coast's video on that. That's interesting. That's some pretty extreme innovation. Dimples to hold the lubrication. To a tie pattern, otherwise. That's cool. The dimples on the head. That's an interesting concept. It makes sense. You're decreasing the surface area, and if it's holding lube, you're dropping down on friction, right? It's still very closed. That didn't help any. So Joel says you just need to make a different account here for everything. Trying to get back in the game. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm on all the other platforms, but I'm not. I'm not on there. I don't interact nearly as much on there. It's not that I don't want to. It's just it's hard keeping up with everything. I feel bad. I still got YouTube comments from I don't know, like a month or so ago that people will comment. I'll always read them like real time, but I have troubles. Like I want to give a thoughtful response or like answer a question, so I'll wait to respond to them, and then sometimes life just gets busy, and I'll forget to respond. Not forget, but I just will get behind on responding to them. So if you guys ever leave a comment and I don't get back to you, I promise you it is not a personal anything. It's just me getting behind. And one of my rules is this whole everything needs to stay fun. So if I get too overburdened with answering things, something's got to give, and I want to keep up with the hobby. So just keep commenting on new stuff, and I'll get back to you eventually. Joel said seeing everyone make great axes makes me want to play again. It's really a great community. There's so many just solid guys out there. All you guys included. Ryan said you placed an handle order from East Coast Lumberjack. I don't know how long it takes. They smoked the Tuatai, Rod said. Or the Rod had. That's cool. That's cool that their proof of concept is working. Joel says you like making things sharp, help making other things sharp. Help like making things sharp and helping others make things sharp. I appreciate that. Joe saying it'll be a few weeks to get handles from Rod. Less time now that he's retired. I know, you're retired. That's cool. Saw that Jack said. Yeah, I haven't bought any handles from East Coast myself, but early into doing the YouTube stuff, buddy reached out and was asked me. He ordered 3 handles. He's out in California. He ordered 3 handles and had 3 different heads that he wanted rehung on them. One was like an Oxenkoff splitter. I think the other 2 were rafters, if I remember. They're a rafter and a big date or whatever. So I rehung them for him. But he had ordered 3 East Coast handles and had them sent here, and I rehung them for him. And Joe, I agree. So I don't have any of Rod's handles, but I dealt with them, and they really were like the way I would describe it is the perfect jumping off point to make a perfect handle. The fit and finish you get from them when they're sent out is a little bit on the rough side, but it's utilitarian, right? You're gonna sand it, you're gonna tune it up perfectly how you want it, but the wood selection, the grain orientation, the run out, the fact that it's riven, that it's air dried, like it checks all the boxes of what you would want in an ideal handle. Like he absolutely knows his stuff. Jolie said you got to replace the belt on your bandsaw. You make some more planks. Yeah, you get the. This thing is, I just I had snapped the last blade that I had on my bandsaw, so I had been putting off cutting out anything, and I finally ordered some more, and then when I knew I wanted to get going on this project. Joe, another Joe has entered the chat. Is it the belt or the tire, Joel? Because I've just got a shitty Craftsman that it was a hand me down that I replaced the belts on, or not the belts, the tires on the wheels, and now it's running right. Well, running right as I need it. So Ryan, you said you ordered a plum tassie handle. Yeah, he sends them to order. Yeah, Joe, you're absolutely right. He makes them to order. So because the buddy that I hung the handles for, David, it was that Oxenkoff is a big German eye. D-shaped German eye, so he had left it super thick for him. Yeah, Joe Brown, you're late to the chat, so now you're Joe number 2. Mr. Bradfield's no Joe number 1. He's even got it right next to his name. Ryan wants the Laguna V10 bandsaw. A nice bandsaw would be really sweet. Maybe someday when I win the lottery and build a big shop out back, but in the meantime, I'll keep rocking the hand-me-down Craftsman. It's done when I've actually replaced the right parts on it. It's done everything I've asked it to, so I can't complain too much. It's still a pretty closed hang. I'm going to take a little off the front of the tongue. It's fighting. You barely have it on there. Come on. Yeah, I think I take a little bit off the front of the tongue because I'm trying to rock it back this way and it's hitting. And I think the front of the tongue here is preventing it. So I take a little. Yeah, it's looking like it. It's hitting up top there. Got to rock it back a little. Yeah, nothing wrong with hand-me-down, that's for sure. Like I said, it's done everything I've asked to it, and I paid $0 for it. So, Joe, you missed it on the last live stream. I had, or Joel, the last live stream I was sharpening up the spoke shave. Took a bite out of my finger. Working on hanging them with the Rockaway mod. It takes me my usual, 6 months to get any kind of project done, but I'm having fun with it, so that's what matters. That felt snug. Seems my chat has jumped around on me. I think I'm just catching up with where I look back and then scroll. Because I get distracted and then I go back and read something. It's super close though. Yeah, drop that back. Yeah, so overall, I've got too many projects happening at once, as always. I've got the modified Rockaway, we've got the little budget build, like 8,000 other handles that I got to pull out of axes, a bunch of other eyes I got to clean out. Keep me busy. And of course, more stuff that keeps following me home. It's getting a little better. Not much though. It's still very closed. Yeah. It's funny. What got me first commenting on Ryan's videos was he did a video on a little copper hammer that I had one really similar to. Like one of these little 2 pound guys. He was I think he put you're trying a different like grip finish on the handle or whatever. I don't know. I liked the video, so I started commenting. We started chatting and just started chatting and ever since then, been buddies. It's looking straight side to side, but even though it's wandering off a little. Gotta bring this side down a little. And then mostly, I gotta bring that is still way too close. I gotta bring that pull down. So, I gotta come more down on this side, more on the back, so it cantilevers down. Yeah, it's funny. The video where I hung this, the rounding hammer, it got a decent amount of views, and no one ever watched like the follow up where I actually hung it way better, because you can see that's a poplar wedge that filled in there. It's kind of like hourglass shaped. That fills it way better. The first time I did the hang on it, it was absolute garbage, and I put the video up anyways. Like, it'll probably still hold or whatever, and it bothered me to no end. I had to rehang it. But then the first video got a bunch of views. The rehang got next to nothing. So now everyone that watched the first one thinks I just have a real shitty hung rounding hammer kicking around the shop. Joey said your giveaway axe is slightly closed, but I had to do some bit correction due to toe wear. So it's hitting pretty dead center. That's good. Yeah, I'm trying to have it. I suppose you should probably actually see where it's hitting when it's on there, but that's hitting pretty good. So if I actually get it seated, not too opened or closed, it will look a lot better, but right now it's still a little closed. Oh, Josie, yours says, my feed here says, jumps back in the conversation. It says, go to live, then it catches back up weird. It could be. I'm out in the garage, which is kind of far away from the router, so I know there's been a couple of times where the Wi-Fi has dropped out and it's reconnected. So that might be what's causing it for you, Joe. It might not necessarily be on your end. It might be on mine too. Yeah, Joe, I got to do a purge, kind of like you were talking about that you did. I've got so many heads sitting here, and so many that are on handles still that I either need to make a decision and make more storage, or thin some thin some of the herd that I don't really need to keep hanging on to. Joe at Mill Creek says your shop is too far away from the Wi-Fi, so always turn it off. Otherwise, the feed gets glitchy, and the quality is even worse than a normal live. How's the quality with this? Is it decent? Like the picture quality? I can't tell. I Joe, I used to hate. I've got the 151 over there somewhere, but I used to hate that 151 with a passion, and it now it's the I would. I think I paid like $26 for this. I would pay 3 times it. You know what I mean? Knowing what I can do with it now, I love it. So I'm still not sold on the wooden bodies. I've got to fix that up and really give it an honest try. But the 150 or the 51, Joe says picture is good. Got your address. Oh, to send the extras too? You telling me I'm easy, Joe? I know your wooden body all day. Like I said, my biggest complaint. Well, since you're in the chat now, I'll ask you. We talked about it earlier. I feel like when I was using this, granted, like I said, when I popped the iron out to clean it up, and then I cleaned the rust off it, and I put it back in, it was loose. So I got to make some little wooden shims or something like that to stick in there to really hold it tight. But I feel like I can't put the same kind of force onto it to get like a really deep cut as I can on this one, because I feel like for this I can take a really light pass and just take tiny little shavings off. That's gonna focus, probably not. Tiny little shavings off, or I can go hard and take much bigger bites off. I feel like when I was doing the wood body, I couldn't get that same kind of force behind it. So Bradfield says I have a Stanley tool and level sweetheart, love it, and my wooden and your modern Stanley after tuning it. It's the shape of a distinguished steel after. Hey, Sweet X in the background. I know. I had to properly display it for the last video. Use a curl. I'm not sure what you mean by use a curl. It makes curls, but I don't know what you mean by use a curl. I said I can get tiny tender shavings and rubber cuts out of mine. It's all in practice. That could be, and it could be that the reason I was having trouble with it is because I don't have the iron securely seated in there. So when I was trying to really get after it, it just kept sinking further into the body, and then my cut would just keep getting shallower. So I haven't given up on it yet. I haven't fallen in love with it yet. This one, I'm never giving up. Right? You said you love your King Cutter. It's just a Stanley. So it's made by Stanley, but branded King Cutter. That's cool. The King Cutter stuff's I always like the stamps on those. They're neat. I will say my one complaint about this style is they've got like dished out handles here. I almost wish it was rounded because I feel like it'd be a little more ergonomic to kind of like hold and grip. Just shim the blade, just stick a curl in there. Sometimes to shim it. It's a finesse tool for sure. Yeah, Ryan says he's getting better with the wood body, but it's just not what he learned on. That's probably where I'm at too, because like when I got the spoke shave working, I think I jumped right into carving the handle of that white oak for that spiller. So that's what I kind of cut my teeth on too, I guess. Yeah, short learning curve to wooden. Use others because you got them. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Is I guess I haven't been too motivated to get the wooden one up and running because I haven't been too motivated to get it up and running because the 51's doing everything I'm asking it to. So I don't feel a driving force to get the wood one running. I feel like if everything I'm doing, this is not opening up the hang at all. It is still very closed. I keep taking more and more off the back, but it's not dropping down any. But we're also still contacting here a little bit, so. Where's my wooden mallet? Yep, lots of ways to remove wood. Tool I choose is because I wanna. Exactly. Oh, I think I got behind the chair a little. Ryan says the older Stanley spoke shaves have rounded handles. I'll look and see if I have a body laying around. Sweet, yeah, because I said that's the biggest complaint ergonomically. It's just that I feel like it needs more meat in the handle. Whereas I guess this one, maybe it's a Stanley. Well, I guess this is kind of dished out handles too. The one I haven't fixed up yet. So Joe says, figured out why the metal shave isn't working. I think the screw has a wonky thread. It gets tight. Then when I tighten it up a wee bit more, it jumps the thread. Oh, so it's stripped out. If you got a tap, Joe, you can always try tapping at a bigger size, or chasing the threads. Or if it's the screw but not the actual body, you can just grab a new screw. That's looking a little better. Joe's got his your dad's got the old 51 that you're not using. You get the scavenge and screw back off of it. Yeah, because you really don't. I mean, depending on if it's the thumb screw one or the one that holds the chip breaker in, you don't necessarily need a thumb screw. It's probably a standard size. Come on, Joe, you gotta have a bucket of hardware laying around. You're proprietary, you'd be better off drilling and trap tapping. What were you drilling and tapping, Joe? They're not standard. See, I would assume they would have been. That's unfortunate. Well, now I know to look out for that if I get another one. Ryan, thank you. Because if I'd have seen one that was like had, sitting around in an antique store that was just missing one of them, I would have probably been like, oh, I'll just grab it out of the hardware, the junk drawer. Now I know not to do that. Joe, you found the right thread at a hardware store? That's good. I wonder if they changed thread pitch or pattern over the years. Pliers, my friend. It's looking slightly better. I still want that. I still want that open more. think it's going to sit a little bit better now that we've got the top of the tongue up past that tapering part of the eye. At least I'm hoping. Nice maul. Oh, thank you. This is an old hunk of black locust off of I think this was a thin down middle section from an old double bit handle that I just used for wood. It's starting to give up the ghost, but it's held up pretty well so far. That black locust is tough stuff. When the head dies, pops off, I'll probably find a new hunk of black locust and hang it on it because I like the handle so much. The lugs aren't hanging me up. It seems to be that because it's catching here. I'll bring a little closer. It's catching in the front, which is good. We're getting good contact there. I probably need to bevel the inside a little bit more, but I'll do that when I get a little closer down to the bottom of the hang. But it's like the front's catching, but the back end isn't dropping down more. I keep thinning off from the bottom from like, maybe 2/3 back, trying to get the back to dip down more, but it's going better now. Now that the tongue's actually sticking up far enough, I think part of what was the issue was it was wedging into the part where the eye tapers, and that kind of like the waist of the eye, and it was kind of not sitting right. But now that we're up past that, I think it's starting to sit back down a little further because the inside of the eye here has now got more room to rock. That now that it's past that like waist. Kind of that hourglass shape. Now that I'm in past it, it's got more room to rock back and forth. At least that's what I'm suspecting. I don't know, I could be talking out of what like usual. I do love this round camera though. Like that's one of the searches that I've constantly got set up on eBay. For some reason they go. Every once in a while you'll find a good deal on it, but they just go for stupid money. I found that one local. It's a good weight though. I think it's like 2-ish pounds. No, I just like it. Yeah, well here, now that I've got the head popped off, I'll kind of show you guys where I'm getting the contact. So it's biting deep up front. We're not quite getting contact in the back, so I'll probably take from here. Get your guys' opinion. You guys all know what you're doing. Point me, help me, give me a tip. But I'll probably start taking from like here off back, trying to get that back half of the half to hang down a little bit more. Kind of thin up here, but leave that as kind of like a hinge point. Try to get the back to drop down a little further. Give it a lime. You making drinks, Joe? And it might be that I should be really moving to the spoke shape at this point too. Or not moving away from the spoke shape at this point. I might be taking off too Work out the bottom taper, not enough contact yet. Yeah, I'm trying to. That's why I'm staying away from the spoke shave now, because as I'm pulling it, I'm thinking I'm drawing too much away from, or taking too much off of the tongue here. And it's not stopping right where that contact is. I feel like I can get a little better starting off point, working back that way. Blacksmith tools are a hot commodity. They are. I suppose there's a blacksmith. There's a rounding hammer, so there's a blacksmith. But I like using it for all the stuff we do. I've done a little bit of blacksmithing with it, I guess. Like with my little propane torch. If you really call that blacksmithing. So if you don't know how to draw the chord profile to it. Wait. Just for open and close during sharpening. Oh, adjust for open and close during sharpening. Yeah, if I'd have saved like profiling that for after I had done sharpening or profiling, that would have helped. I suppose I still could, but I think I can fix it to get it straightened out enough. I think the biggest thing is I got to lay the shoulders down below where that line is. It's still too much of a drastic taper. I think when I was going heavy with the spoke shave, I created too steep of a slope. I gotta lay that down. Do a short on adjusting the open and closeness when you're sharpening, like reprofiling. Yeah, this is way too thick here. Alright, I'll give it another little twist. So Joe's saying, don't mess with the hang. Just use the cord to reprofile it after. It's a decent strategy if it needs reprofiling. If I hadn't already spent so much time on the head, I might take that idea up. That's looking a little better now. We're starting to come in. That back's dropping down a little bit more. It's a little bit more closed. I do think I'm going to take a round file and bevel the inside of this edge a little bit more on the head, though, because it is cutting a bit. I don't want it to. Yeah, that's cutting a decent shelf. I don't want it to keep doing that. So you've been thinking about picking up a croquet mallet. See, I've got, it's not a croquet mallet, but I started fixing up this forever ago, and it sat on the shop floor. It's gotten rusty again, but it's one of these. I want to fix this guy up. It's a green tweed defense hammer, but it's a big one, number 4. It's got like the rawhide faces, so I started carving a makeshift handle for it, which I don't like, so that's why I stopped. But I got to figure out how to actually replace the faces in them, because I think a big heavy rawhide mallet like this would be really nice for seating them. But again, another project that I started and then never finished. But it's like it's a big one, right? Like this is it next to the. I mean, it's rusty. It's not copper. It's rust, but it's been sitting on the damp shop floor. But so you've done on plenty on make a good hang, then tune up the haft to align it, but not as much on profiling the bit to optimize the hang. Yeah, it's I mean, that's honestly, I think you'd be the person to do that, because you dive so much into the geometry and kind of theory and strategy behind it. Be a good fit for it. I'd watch that video. But I do need to. Those edges are beveled a little bit, but I'm going to take the edge off them just a little bit more, because they are a bit sharp from all of the profiling and whatnot. You're a nut job, Joe. I like the approach that you take to the videos. It's very what's the word over it? The approach is very academic, which I like. Smaller one. Nope, that's a triangle file. I gotta pick up another small round file at some point. I think I broke my last little needle file. So you only address the viral misconception bullshit. You'll never run out of content for your channel. That is very true. That is very true. I remember early on into watching axe hanging videos, I had it was in my mind. It had it set in my mind that you needed curl at the bottom of your hang. In order, that's how you could tell it was tight. I can't remember who I watched or how I got that impression, but I did early on. I think that may have been some of my issues because I cut the beard in so deep here. These edges here are really sharp. May have been biting a little bit too much and not sliding down. No, at least a contributing factor, but probably not the whole factor. So Joe says he made several mallets out of the thick pallet stringer and a croquet mallet handle. Kevin and the Duke have them. I think the next one I make it out of, I got this block of, I've got this big block of cherry too. I might make a mallet head out of this because it's nice and I think it'd look pretty too. This could be a good mallet head. It's kind of wonky sideways, but I think I could get it straight enough on the. I think I can get it straight enough on the bandsaw and all the other tools I have here. I do have some more black locust too, so maybe I'll try to saw that up because that stuff is dense. You trash picked your mallet materials, Joe. Nothing wrong with that. Actually, I saw a nice croquet set last time I was out flea marketing. I was tempted to get it. It was pretty cheap. Had all the pieces too. It's a pretty sharp bevel here. I'm trying to ease it in there. I didn't realize just how sharp that was right at that front part there. That's still pretty sharp. Let's see if I got a better round file. bigger one. Ball whacker. Oh, from the croquet. From the croquet set, yes. What is this one? This one was sitting in the. No, I like the tool handle on it. Lutz File Co. Cincinnati, Ohio. I did neglect this bottom, the bottom edge when I was shaping it. Then when I got done, I blued it and got too excited and went right on into the hang. I didn't really think about it. Ryan's taking off. Have a good one, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Ryan? Ryan is incredibly generous. I agree, Joe. It's a great community in general, overall. There's so many great guys here, Ryan included. He was one of the first guys that first started reaching out when I first started posting content and stuff like that, kind of like we had talked about. I agree, Joe. The ratio of solid guys to troublemakers is refreshingly disproportionate. There's really is a lot of good guys in the group for the community. This is still sharp. The steel on this plum is not cooperating. I mean, it's moving. It's just steel on the plum. You got it, Joe's. Joe, you're a troublemaker. We know. Mill Creek. Joe, you'll never run a saw on YouTube. I don't blame you. The interactions pump up your pump up the interactions or the traction. That's true. If they comment, even if it's something nasty, it still drives your interactions to get more views and traction. All right, we're gonna see how that's seating now. Get all these out of the way. Splitting wood brings out turds too. But swung a Fiskars a few times in their backyards. Suddenly an expert. Yes, Joe, that's exactly how it works. What am I doing here? Oh, yes. Splitting wood brings out. You've actually having really good luck with the lives. Up 200 subscribers this month. That's a great, Joe. That's really good. Yes, Mill Creek Axe Shack. If anyone else is watching, well, we've got one watcher right now. Which is probably Joe. But Mill Creek Axe Shack is doing a giveaway for his 1,000 subscribers. So go check out his channel. Keep an eye out for it. Ed's Timu chainsaw, yeah. It seems like he's run that thing quite a bit, and it's been pretty reliable for him. I'm surprised. I won't post videos about it, but I need to get an actual gas saw. My little battery one, it works well, but it just doesn't have, it's not enough for what I need. I knew he was doing. He was posting the Timu saw. He did. He's not a dumb guy. All right, we'll see how this is fitting now. Round the theme, just find an old timey cross cut. I do have a single man cross cut. Where is it? It's on top of the grill right there. I almost used it last night, actually. Stepping on bubble wrap. Here's my my single man crosscut. I don't know if it's crosscut, I guess. I guess it is. Bucking saw. All full of dust. I don't know if it has a stamp on the plate or not. I don't see one. The teeth are still very sharp, but almost used it last night. A big old limb fell off a maple out front. Welcome, Malcolm. Yes, welcome, Malcolm. Been lurking, newish, lurking for the been lurking, newish to the community. 12th hang while listening. Good job, man. 12. That's plenty along the way. Welcome indeed. They multiply quickly for Joe. It takes me like 5 years to get 12 hangs done because they take too long. But they come out all right when I do them most of the time. Sometimes they're garbage. It's sitting a little better. It's not biting nearly as badly. But we're almost out of the top of the eye. This eye's got a bit of taper to it, that's for sure. You giving him the 2-man tomorrow? That's cool. Is he going to use it, or is he going to use it for like a display or sticker display? Yes, we're getting more contact. More contact up higher. I like that. A lot better. Sitting a little lower too, but still want more contact on that side. We're getting there. We're getting there. We still got a ways to come. Like I said, the tongue's starting to almost pop out the top, but we still got a ways to go on the shoulder, so we've got some room. Just picked up an old Ames joiner. Sticker display, Joe. That's cool. I like that idea for the sticker display. So you see, you picked up an old joiner, like a motor powered joiner, or like a joining plane. You might have shown me in the group chat a while back, Joe. I can't remember. Sometimes when you guys are all chatting during the daytime and I'm sleeping, and I'll wake up and there's like 80 text messages, I won't always scroll back through them, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes just start fresh. I'm like, well, I'll just pretend like I never saw it. I usually try to catch up on them. I'll scroll through them. Sometimes. Oh, a joiner tool. Use the join level out crosscut teeth. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's the ones it's like the file clamps in and then you run it along the edge to join the teeth. That's cool. I feel like I've seen a couple of those locally, and I should have picked one up, but at the time I was like, "Oh, it's cool," but when am I ever going to pick up a crosscut saw? And then I did eventually, and I probably should have picked them up. I feel like I need to make like a ball for the end of the Shinto rasp because I always want to grab it at the end here. I've wrapped it in some Gorilla Tape, but it's never enough because I really always want to get good pressure to like push down on it. So I end up putting my thumb on the teeth here. I sanded them down a little bit, but I feel like it would be better if I had like I should just carve a wooden handle for the other side of it. But yeah, for that crosscut saw, I don't think it was ever really used heavily because the teeth on it. Let me dust it off so you guys don't know how embarrassingly dusty my shop is. I don't think it was ever really used much because the teeth on it. Here we can get the focus. The teeth on it seem really sharp. Like when I'm touching them, they're kind of like grabbing my skin and kind of pricking at. But I don't think it was ever used much or if at all. And there isn't much. I think I never really used it, but there isn't much set on the teeth either. So I think that's probably I'd need to do that before I ever actually ran it. Maybe that's enough set. I don't know. I don't know enough about them. I picked it up that one because it was cheap. I think it was, I don't know what I paid for it years and years ago, but you put a handle through the top of your Shinto. That's what I really need. I need to put it. I've been thinking about doing that for a while, but this one's getting pretty worn out. So next time I get a new one, I'll probably make a handle for the top of it for throwing on the top there. The black thumb of despair for like 3 days, yeah. That's what I'm saying. My thumbs are all chewed up all the time, always. Whatever. It's funny because I usually use my fingerprint to unlock my phone. Half the time I'll have to like lick my thumb before I unlock it because it's too dried and crusty because it won't. It's just calloused, not crusty, calloused. It won't unlock it unless it's like fresh. Oh, is that the little one that sits on it? It's like it's a loop snaking tool. It says there's a tool called a spider to set the rake. Is that the one that's like the little thing that looks like almost like a T that you rock back and forth to set it? I've seen guys use that. I'm not going to repeat that one on camera, Joe, because I don't think when you watch the videos back you can read the chat. So, and I'm sure you have. Joe says, my buddy Dave, who I shoot for, just put up bios on his photo site. All of us. He linked YouTube. I'm starting to think with my lives that I may not be the best look for his business. Your mouth get me in trouble, Joe. You just got to give the disclaimer that your lives are uncensored. The raw and gritty. Yeah, it's looking a little better. Still a little closed, but not much. Yeah, it's honestly, it looks a little closed, but that middle of the bit's sitting right where you'd want it. What do you guys think? Look a little too close still? Or is it looking pretty good? Joe Mill Creek Shack. Message retracted. I can only imagine what it was, Joe. We're getting some more contact. What pattern handle is that? So this is I based it off of the rugs. But I'm going to thin it down a little more in this direction, a little more in this direction, and I gave it more meat in the palm swell here because I want to do a scroll end with it, and a little bit thicker. We're getting some more contact. It's hard to tell. There's shinier spots that aren't really showing up on the camera well because it's so bright. But you guys NEC? It's not too different than the NEC, but I traced it off of the rugs, but I'm gonna thin it down just a little bit more. I think it's a touch straighter than the NEC, maybe. I don't know. I have to compare it, but hickory. Yep, yeah, it's a 7/4 hickory that I got. A little scuffed up now, but yeah, some hickory. It's a nice board. Hopefully I do the board justice. Yeah, it's a little touch of, you can kind of tell here, it's a little touch of sapwood. It's going to run right along there, and it's going to be a little bit in the palm swell too. But for the most part, it's going to be all heartwood too, so should look good. Bradfield's taking off for the night. Thanks for stopping in, Joe. Appreciate it. Yes, Joe, I see that. I agree. Shoot me a text with some ideas. I got some too, but let me know what you're thinking. Mr. Bradfield, have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Gotta thin this down quite a bit. I really do love this red tang Farrier's Raft. It is just a beast. And this one's even starting to get worn out. I know what you're saying, Joe. Yeah, I saw the picture you sent in the chat. I was like, damn, that thing is nice looking. Malcolm's calling it a night. Appreciate you for stopping in, man. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Stop in anytime. I know Joe's doing lives way more. This is only my second one that I've done, but it's fun chatting with y'all while I'm getting some progress done. I probably don't work as quickly when I'm chatting with you guys, but it's fun. I like the social aspect of it. So I'm a bit of a hermit otherwise. I know, Joe, I know you're usually working out of your bench vise, but if you ever come across a woodworking vise like this, I really like having this set up as a tail vise on a bench. I don't know. I've been thinking about doing at some point in the future, like going up to Amish country and getting a bunch of like rough cut hemlock, just thick stuff, and rebuilding this bench with like not salvaged rafters. No, I think it could be a fun project. But I really like this tail vise setup for carving handles. I don't know, I like it. I know you kind of do your own thing with your other one, but I like the setup. I also geek out a little bit when it comes to benches. Like workbench design. Can't do a tail vise with space constraints. Well, that's the thing is I don't usually use it as like standing on the end. I use it standing in front of it, and so it only has to have, you know, the little bit you know, the pivot parrot vise now though. Oh yeah, I think I remember you sending pictures of that a while back in the group chat. This is one your dad picked up for you, right? How wide is your workbench in general, Joe? I know you got space constraints, but I was just curious. Because honestly, if I were building a designated like axe workbench, I think this thing is 8 feet long. Yeah, yeah, it's like 8 feet long. But I could get away with it being like almost half that size probably. And I would like if it were to matter, in my opinion, if I were to rebuild this, but I could only have the same size constraints, I would make it the foot and a half shorter that it needs for the tail vise, and just sacrifice that on the bench because I like the orientation of this enough. You see the park ride I've have it. Yeah, same idea. Lets you not work parallel to the bench. Yeah, it's tricky. Shop constraints definitely impact how you work within a shop, and then once you find a way that works, it works for you. So you don't want to deviate from it. I'd like to reorganize my whole shop layout at some point, though. There's a lot I want to do, but you know, time. You guess yours is probably about 6 feet long. Alright, so we're getting decent contact all the way around. We're a little loose in the back here still, but making decent progress. You organized after you reorganized after redoing the wall that you're appreciating the space in the shop more now. That's good. I need to have a reorganization like that because I've just got stuff everywhere. I need to throw a bunch of stuff out, sell a bunch of stuff, organize a bunch of stuff. Because right now, while I'm sitting here, I look around. I've got the dirty workbench sitting over there. I've got my main workbench here. I've got a workbench that I built over on that side that's just covered with things. I'd like to turn the one over on the other side of the room into my leather working bench. So I just have separate workbenches for everything. Then I've got my son's little workbench that I built him. I've got benches everywhere. Oh, and I've got a wall-mounted bench over by the door to the garage. But I usually use that for like, I don't know, it's covered with stuff right now, but usually like outside stuff, like bubbles for the kids in the summer, and like put the chainsaw over there. It's not really a workbench, it's more just like a little table. Never enough room. If it's flat space in the shop, it will collect garbage or treasures, however you look at it. Nathaniel Bench Hoarder. I'm Nathaniel Bench Builder. Both are accurate. I do though. I want to build another nice main workbench. This one's not bad, but I think I could do better. This is built all of just scrap lumber. You traded the Athol for a Red Warrior last week? That's cool. What, which Red Warrior? I like Vices though, so I'm sad that you traded a cool vice, but you still already have a cool vice, so. Man, I've got vices I need to fix up still too. See, it was an Ethel 113, the jersey. Oh, that's where the jersey that the people have been coveting came from. You probably put it in the group chat, and that's part of the ones that I missed. The anvil vice. That thing is cool. I keep seeing those pop up on Marketplace around me, but every time I see one pop up, they want like $200 for it, and I'm not gonna pay that much for one. They're cool, but no. If I can find one for a good deal, I'll pick one up. But yeah, in the future, I want to do like a designated workbench build. Now that I kind of know what I like out of one, I want to pick up like a bigger, heavier duty woodworking vise, because this is just a tiny, kind of junky little Wilton. That's not. It's like homeowner grade stuff. It's not bad, but it's also not very beefy. Yeah, you paid $35 for your anvil vise. You're not worth $200. I agree that they're not worth $200, but they're selling for $200. Kind of like the X market on eBay recently, right? It's not worth that, but they're selling for it, so maybe they are worth it. It's not worth it to you. You said maybe you are, but it's not a good anvil and it's not a good vice. Yeah, I agree. It's like it'd be a good like little hobbyist anvil for doing like tiny stuff, but eventually I'd like to pick up like an actual anvil. That'd be cool. Machinist Mike's got a gorgeous one. I think it's an old Columbia. I don't know if he's ever sent you pictures of it, but that thing is real nice. Getting there, getting closer. Almost popping out the top. It's just cool. Ed, how's it going, man? You do, Joe? You've got a big Peter, right? I never knew that. It sounds odd when I phrase it that way, but yeah, I'd like to pick up a cool anvil at some point. But all the ones local to me, every time I come across them, they're like $500-600, and I'm not paying that much. I mean, they're probably worth it, but I'm not an actual blacksmith. I'm not paying that much for one. If I can come across one at a good deal, I might pick one up, but. You just crawled out of the shop. What were you working on, man? Oh, it's at your dad's house, Joe? Getting some decent contact. Man, the light that I've got is so bright that it's hard to show some of the shiny spots, but we're getting there. Though with that it being you, this is probably the better question is what aren't you working on? You've always got 5 million projects, and I don't know how you crank out stuff so quickly. Some Mississippi back axis, nice. You got a railroad track in the shop, railroad track anvil in the shop too. That's what I've got underneath the workbench too. It's just a, I don't know, it's probably like 12, 15 inches long maybe. I'm not repeating that one either, Joe. Yeah, I've got a little railroad track anvil, and it works good for small stuff, but it'd be fun to just, I don't know, I like tools. I've had issues, right? It'd be fun to pick up a bigger anvil at some point. But I don't have a gas forge set up. I don't have anything to do any actual blacksmithing right now, so in the future when I've got more time. You got too many anvils for a guy who's forged nothing. But you're ready for when you want to forge something. It makes a point to only have one anvil at a time. That shit's expensive. They are, like, it's crazy. And some of the cost of some of the, like, the nice vintage old ones, it's the cost of, like, new ones that you can get from places. Which, I mean, that's a whole different conversation, but yeah, it'd be cool at some point in the future. I'd like to build a designated shop that's not the garage out back because we've got enough room on the property for it. And then once that happens, I'll have a lot more room. Hopefully, I'll have a lot more room to do that kind of stuff. Actually, set up a little gas forge, a little propane forge, and mess around with blacksmithing, some simple stuff, just hobby stuff. But I just like making things. It doesn't necessarily matter what, but I probably don't want to know how much you paid for it either, Joe. It was probably like $7 and whistling a song to him or something. Someone just gave it to your dad. That's wild. That's crazy. To be fair, I've never like seriously priced an anvil out. I just see what they I've just seen what they go for on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. And if that's even remotely into the ballpark of what they're actually selling for, it's too much for me to just have it sitting in the shop right now, taking up too much space. So I've already got enough vices that are doing that. You had like 25 sitting around. Like lately, $7 to $10 per pound. I mean, that seems about right because I've seen. I mean, maybe some of the ones I've seen popping up on Facebook, like Marketplace around here, aren't that bad of a price then. Because I've seen some popping up that are like 100-pound anvils or like around that size, and they're asking like $400, $500, $600. So, I mean, that's in the right ballpark. Some of them are kind of rough though too. It's fun to just make it go ping. So Joe's house in dad's garage is not working on anything, just hitting an anvil with a hammer. The guy had a scrapyard, yeah. It's like, I'll take that off your hands for you. come down a lot. Getting there. If you do this meat edge, might get a chance. The bit alignment's decent. I'm gonna drop it down a little bit more on the side, but it's still closed. Gotta open the hanger. Well, I should check it. Actually, that's pretty decent. It keeps looking closed, but I think the eye is just a little. It's not bad. I mean, when it's hung, that's going to be where I want it to be, right in the middle of the bit. So I guess I shouldn't open the hang up anymore. It looks a little closed though. It looks just slightly closed, but the center of the bit's hitting where. Maybe that doesn't look too close. I think the tape thing that I got in here is throwing it off, throwing my eyes off. Joe says we'll get up for breakfast the next day. Where's that gone? Just an empty stump where the anvil was. Yeah, so that's his ones down in Mississippi. Are hard to find. The climate's really hard on them. I feel like everything rusts up here too, though. Though down by Ed, you get a lot more salt in the air, so I'm sure that makes it rust quicker. Just like all our cars on our roads. We're getting decent contact. It's hard to see, but the bottom of the lugs hanging up there, we're getting good contact up into here. Keep dropping it down a little further. It looks pretty solid, Joe. I don't know if I'd tempt him with that. He's going to pluck it up and run away with it. You picture Ed just throwing a big-ass stump over his shoulder, just taking off. Joe's saying if I can pick up the anvil on the stump, he can run away with it. Tow rope. Well, it'll get it done. If he's getting an anvil out of it, it'll get it done. It's like the sword in the stone. He who pulls his anvil from the stump, be right wise king of all the axedom. Heads are to the king. You're right. I've been. How long has this chat been going for? What, 2.5 hours? I think I've already had like 8 axes built by now. I'm still working on fitting this one head. I never claim to be efficient. Who's the one true king, Joe? I don't want to ask. That's still too close. That's still too close. I gotta drop that down further. Joe says it's 1:30. It is. It's 1:30. Jeez. It is. You got a job tomorrow, Joe? Thank you, Joe. Thanks for stopping in, man. Get some sleep. Hopefully have fun at your shoot tomorrow. Probably work a little bit longer on here and then call it a night myself. We're getting there. Still a little high on the shoulder. Bring it down a little more and we'll get a chance to bring up a tiny little bit of gap in the back there. Then we'll close that up. But as Joe said, it's getting late, so I'm probably going to call it a night, guys. It's looking fairly decent. Bed alignment. We got to bring this side down just a tiny bit, but we'll work on that next time. All right. I appreciate everyone stopping in, whoever's watching still. Thank you. Check out the rest of the videos on it, and check out the other guys' channels too. So thanks everyone. Take care.